All right, we'll call the committee on parole. We'll call it to order at 8:47 in the morning on March the 18th. With me today on the board is Chuck Tillis and Danny Barra. Staff, would you introduce yourself here at headquarters? Okay, thank you. Thank you. And today we're going to be going to, let's see, where are we going today? First place. Okay, Patterson City Jail. And let's see, sir, what is your name?
Christian Marcel.
And do you know your DOC number?
Yes, sir. 5108-62.
Okay, do you have a form in front of you that you signed about your revocation hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you signed that and you got it right in front of you?
Yes, sir.
And it talks about a lawyer and you can hire your own lawyer, but you weren't entitled to a free lawyer. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, the way we're going to do this, we're going to talk about the rules that you're supposedly have violated, and we're going to make our determination a little bit. But is there any staff there with you in the jail?
Yes, Officer Bray, B-R-A-Y.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate you hosting us today. All right. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Barra. And Mr. Barra, would you go ahead and start the questioning?
Yes, sir. The violation condition number 4, it says you engaged in criminal activity on July 3rd, 2024, resulting in warrants being issued by the Patterson Police Department for battery on a dated partner and aggravated battery felony. And do you admit, deny, or with a statement that violation?
I deny.
Thank you. Okay, well, it says on August 15th, you were arrested for that charge. And on 10/21/24, bill of information was filed for battery on a dating partner, first offense. And on January 15th, 25, you pled guilty to a reduced charge of disturbing the peace and received a sentence of 90 days with credit for time served. Do you admit that?
Yeah, I cursed the girl out.
And you pled guilty to
disturbing the peace about offensive language.
Can you tell us a little bit about that day and what happened with that charge?
Yeah, that day we was arguing or whatever, and we was going down a rock road, and I was going kind of fast, and there's a lot of potholes, and she took a cup and slammed it on my console, and when she slammed it on the console, at the same time she slammed the cup on the console, we hit a pothole and her face bounced down and hit the cup and knocked out a tooth, and that's when she told me she was gonna bury me and all this stuff, and just that's what happened. And all I did was curse her and calling her a lot of names in front of her kids and stuff, but I never hit her with a cup, sir. All I did was when she slammed the cup down, we hit a pothole at the same time, and it bounced up and hit her mouth. And she was mad at the time because she thought my wife stole her purse or whatever, and she told me she was gonna bury me. So, and that's what took place.
You even went so far as to file a protective order against you after that?
No, the jail did that.
Yeah. I see while you were on supervision that you had a prior domestic violence battery arrest on April 21st, 23 by the Patterson PD, and a domestic battery P&P warrant was issued on May 12th, 23. And you were arrested on July 21st, 23 by probation and parole. And you received a reprimand from the board and continued on supervision. And that charge was now processed. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Was that victim in that case the same victim as we have in this case?
No, sir. That was my wife.
That case, it was your wife. In this case, it was your girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
What's the status of that protective order right now? Do you know?
Of which one, sir?
Second one, the one that was filed on August 16, 2024 by, is her name Dicey or Dixie?
Dicey?
Dicey?
Yes, sir. I don't know I don't know.
Well,
the status.
If we were to release you,
Yes, sir.
are you planning on going back to Dicey?
No, sir. Me and my wife are back together. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with her. Me and my wife are back together. We've been back together since I've been incarcerated for 7 months.
So go ahead and tell us why you think we should vote to let you out today, being you already been reprimanded for this kind of behavior and you got involved in it again in less than a year about.
Well, I've been on parole 5.5 years.
Why would you be a good candidate to be back on supervision right now?
Sir?
Yeah, why convince us?
Because I've been on parole 5.5 years. I pay all my fees. I stay out of trouble. I work hard. I pay all my fees. I got a wife, 3 kids. I got a son that's about to graduate high school in May. I'm a hard worker. And I would really like to have another chance.
You have a job immediately upon release?
Yes, sir.
Where at?
I'm going back to Sam's and I'm going back to school to get my CDL at Young Memorial. I'm gonna be doing I fill grocery orders at night, and I'm going to go to get my CDL at Young Memorial School. 6 weeks CDL course I want to take. I've been studying for it.
All right. That's all the questions I have.
Mr. Tillis, you got some questions? So you didn't, her tooth was knocked out by you driving, or it was accidental by hitting a bump?
Yeah, when she slammed the cup down on the console like that, we hit a pothole at the same time. We hit the pothole, her face hit the cup, and her tooth shot out of her mouth.
Okay, I have no questions.
I've hit a lot of potholes in my life, but I still got all my teeth. You gotta convince me, because I ain't never heard of such a thing.
Bouncing
Convince
on
me that
the console. She was bouncing. She went to slam the cup of drink on the console like this in the middle of the console. When she slammed the cup, we hit a pothole at the same time, and she hit her mouth. I never hit her, sir.
And you didn't hit the first lady either.
No, sir. Never. She
Women
didn't. My wife was at the hearing, at my preliminary hearing, and told my parole officer that she was just mad because I was leaving the house, and that's why she did what she did because she didn't want me to leave.
Okay. All right, I don't have any other questions. Are y'all ready to vote?
Yes.
Mr. Hara, follow your lead.
Before I vote, I just want to note that there for the record that she filed the charges on July 3rd, 2024. And then on July 4th, she went back to the police department to drop the charges, claiming she lied about the whole thing and it was an accident. That's questionable, but I'm going to go ahead and vote to give you one more chance on this, with the special condition added that you complete anger management, that you complete substance abuse, and a mental health evaluation, all 3 of those things, and follow all recommendations for treatment.
Thank you.
Tillis, I concur with Mr. Barra.
All right, and I reluctantly,
Had one more condition. One more condition, that you have no contact with Dicey, period.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Protective orders, you don't even know if it's in place or not. I'm adding a condition.
Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
oh, that's okay. I reluctantly concur. There's a lot of smoke here. Don't come back before us,
Yes,
because
sir.
you know what's gonna happen.
Yes, sir.
All right, and if you see a domestic situation developing, get out. That's
Yeah.
easy. All
Yeah.
right. You've been granted parole with those conditions. That's the end of our business here at Patterson PD.
Thank you.
And now it's gonna take a minute for me to release you, cause I got to reach out, they send me the paperwork.
Okay.
All right, we're fixing to hear a revocation hearing on Mr. Terry Taylor. Sir, what is your name
Terry Dwayne Taylor,
and your DOC number?
424652.
Okay, and you have some staff in the room with you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're at WINN Detention Center, and what is your name, sir?
I'm Colby Rising. I'm the assistant warden.
Okay, thank you for hosting us today.
Thank you.
Mr. Taylor, you're here for a revocation hearing, and in order to have that, you have to sign a form. Are you looking at a form there?
Parole.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And did you sign that form?
Yes, sir.
And that tells you that if you want a lawyer, you can hire one, but that we're not gonna pay for it. Is that right?
I understand that.
Okay, and so you didn't want a lawyer.
No, sir.
Okay, we're gonna proceed ahead with this. And I believe Mr. Danny Barra, excuse me,
I have.
Mr. Chuck Tillis has your case today. And he's gonna go over the violation and let you plead and talk about it or whatever you want to do. So, Mr. Tillis?
Good morning, Mr. Taylor. How are you?
I'm doing all right, sir. How about you?
Good, good. I'm doing well. I'm going to read over the violations and you can plead guilty, not guilty, or not guilty with a statement. And after you plead to these charges, then we'll let you explain why you want to plead guilty or with a statement. You violated rule number 4, failed to refrain from criminal activities as evident by the fact that you were on June 4, 2024, you were arrested by the Winfield Police Department for committing the offense of an aggravated second-degree battery. On January 6, 2025, the charges were dismissed. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or not guilty with a statement?
Not guilty.
Not guilty?
Yes, sir. With a statement, because
Well, let me finish up, and then I'll let you explain. You're in violation of rule number 10. You have not made any payments toward your supervision fee since you were released from incarceration and has current arraignment of $378. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or
not guilty.
not guilty? Okay. Now, on rule number 4, you want to tell us what happened there on the aggravated
Aggravated battery. Yes, sir. But you know, I'm working every day. I never committed a crime. I'm gonna be honest with you. They didn't do a thorough investigation on the charge. And like I say, I don't have no control over if they just come and pick me up on the streets. Anybody can say anything and they want to in this world. But as long as I got a jacket on me, they always gonna come and pick me up without even investigating. I mean, everybody should know this. All I just ask y'all, we go uphold the law, let's uphold the law, you know?
Okay, tell us what happened with this aggravated battery.
It's a female and the guy that say I did it to him. I never committed the crime, sir. That's all I'm saying. I never was in the area they say I was in. I don't understand why I'm here. I worked every day. I mean, every day. And yes, as far as that $370, yes, of course, I fell behind because I had to go to the registration. I had to do the registration, sex offender class, and other things. You know, pay rent. $300. I can catch that up once I get out.
Okay, well, let's stay with the charge of aggravated battery. So you didn't assault anyone?
No, sir. Never.
You didn't have a machete?
No, sir. No.
Who was the girl involved?
There's Bryce.
Girlfriend of yours or something?
No, sir. Just a one-time fling.
And do you know the guy?
I don't even know that guy. I'm saying I was involved with her, and by him messing with her, he went and told people that I cut him on the leg. which I never did do anything to the man. That's why I'm saying it's very difficult for me to sit here and explain this because I never committed the crime, sir.
I see. I have no more questions.
And like I say, I ain't got the police report. If I had the police report, I can get it to you right here, but I doesn't.
What would the police report say if you had it?
Well, the police report would say I never that the people didn't know me. The girl said she didn't know me in the statement. And the man say I was in the trail waiting on him with a machete up in there. From this point, if I'd been had a machete in the air, it'd have been some type of embraces on his arms instead of his ankles. Why go from way up here to the way down there at the bottom? That's
Mr. Chairman, I have no more questions.
I have no question.
I have no questions. So are y'all ready to vote?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Mr. Taylor, I'm gonna give you a chance to say, and I'm gonna believe what you're saying is true. My vote today is gonna be do not revoke.
thank you.
Mr. Barra?
I'm gonna concur with Mr. Tillis on that, but add a special condition of anger management. That you're gonna need a complete anger management class, just to make sure that you don't have any problems with anger management.
I never had a problem with my anger. All I do,
But if you want me to,
sir,
I can change my vote if you want me to.
are you good? I just want to get out of here.
Yes, what were the classes you were taking? You said you were taking some other classes?
Yeah, they had me going to the sex offender registration class.
That's the only class you're taking?
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna add anger management to that? And you say
I ain't gotta go back. I ain't gotta go back to that class, but I can try to get somebody to take me to anger management. Yes, sir. I can arrange all that.
okay, and you say you're gonna catch up your rear?
Yes, sir. I got a job waiting on me.
Steve?
Okay. All right. I concur with my compadres. Once again, I reluctantly concur. But because something happened, I don't know what, the police didn't just reach out and snatch you on the way to Sunday school. But regardless of that, we have no victim opposition to this. We have no victim that's complaining and the victim's not cooperating. So at this point, were you saying you weren't even there? We're not gonna hold this against you with no witnesses. And so therefore you have not been revocated. We will continue you on supervision at this particular time with this condition of anger management.
Yes, sir.
Contact with the 2 people.
And no contact with the 2 people involved. You
Oh
understand?
no, I don't want to have anything to do with them anyway.
Okay.
All I do is go to work and go home. Work and go home. That's all I do. That's all I want to do.
Okay. All right. That'll conclude us at WINN Parish for this particular hearing. Thank you. Okay, good morning. Yes, sir. Would you introduce yourselves, please?
He's mute. He's on mute.
Yes, sir. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Good morning,
We can
Mr.
hear you.
Slater. My name is William Tuggle. I work with the Shreveport Probation and Parole Office, and I retired as the director several years ago, and now work part time, helping out whatever they need me to do. So I'm sitting in for an officer that is currently working in Baton Rouge today. So.
Okay. Well, thank you, Bill. We appreciate that. As you can see from the screen, who we are, we're the Committee on Parole. We're in Baton Rouge, and we'll be hearing this parole request from Miss Karen Harrison. And
Yes, sir.
okay, and would you introduce the lady next to you, or let her introduce herself, please?
Good morning. I'm Jermika Speed. I'm the Social Services Director here at Harmony House Long-Term Nursing Care. I guess I'll be representing or speaking on behalf of Miss Karen Harrison. She's currently actually in the hospital. She went out to the emergency room last night.
Okay, and her DOC number is 764-139. Is that correct, Mr. Toggle, as far as you can see?
Yes, sir. Karen Harrison, DLC 764-139. That's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is kind of an unusual case. It's a medical parole request. She's currently on compassionate parole, I guess you would call it, compassionate release. And then she was transferred back to the facility or back to the custody of DOC. And now she's, well, we're considering a medical parole. I won't say that she requested it. I'm saying that's what we're considering. And so in this particular case, I think it's Mr. Barra, Danny Barra to my right, is going to handle the question about this. But we have some folks too that are going to be speaking on behalf trying to get her paroled. And then we're going to have one person that is going to speak that is in opposition. So, Mr. Tuggle, would you start out and tell us what you have to say about this particular case?
Well, again, I'm not as familiar with the case as Ms. Speed is. Again, I'm kind of just coming in on the back end, but it's my understanding that there is some significant medical issues currently with Ms. Harrison. That in speaking with Ms. Speed, there is a very, very, very unlikely scenario that she's going to improve to the point that she would possibly be able to be returned to the Department of Corrections. I think my understanding is she is a quadriplegic at this point due to something that happened while she was incarcerated, and her mobility is extremely limited.
Correct.
It's my understanding that the nursing home that she's just about on 100% care on behalf of the nursing home, unable to feed herself, unable to do any of her ADLs, her activities of daily living. All of that is very, very, very limited at this point, and the long-term prognosis is not very good at this point.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tuggle. Appreciate that. Ms. Speed, would you tell us what you know about this?
Yes, sir. So I initially admitted Ms. Harrison into our facility October the 31st of 2024. About a week prior to, I got a call from the social worker at the prison that she was at, stating that she was here in Shreveport at the Willis Knighton Piermont Hospital. So I did go and assess her to see, that's our protocol, to assess the patients physically to see if it's something that we can take care of in our facility. So upon assessing her physically, I noted that from her shoulders down, she has no movement, no mobility. So she cannot lift her hands. She could not lift her legs. We turned her. She can speak, but to get our attention to let us know that she needs help, we have a call pad at her shoulder. So the most that she can do is turn her neck left to right to hit that pad to let us know, that she needs help. So yes, sir, she has a catheter. That's how we take care of her voiding, so she can't go to the restroom. We feed her, we change her. So it's 24-hour care. We crush her meds, put them in a applesauce so she can take her meds. But physically, we do everything for her, the CNAs and nurses here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
That's our question.
Yes.
Ms. Speed, you say there's a pad on her. I was looking on the film. There's a pad on her. She normally touches it with her hand, or you say she couldn't move around.
Right. So the way that the pad is set up, and it's a flat pad, it's all you have to do is just lightly press and it will call out the room number that needs assistance. So the most that she has to do is, and we set it on her shoulders at night on her pillow. So really just any side of her face, if it notifies any type of movement on it, that's how we know she needs help.
Yeah, I saw the pad and I was wondering if that's what she was doing when you said she
Okay, yes, sir.
her hands. Thank you.
Okay. All righty, we'll move on now to opposition to this movement. Derek Johnson. Is Derek Johnson on Zoom?
Yes, how you doing? How you doing, panel? Derek Johnson from Rapides Parish District Attorney's Office. Our office is still in opposition of any kind of early release or consideration for Ms. Harrison due to the heinous nature of the crimes that she committed. While we do understand that there's some medical issues that she is now incurring, we're still not moving on our opposition at this time.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. We appreciate that. Are there any questions, Mr. Johnson? Okay, having gone over the ones in favor of and the ones against, in opposition to the parole, medical parole, we'll now turn it over to Mr. Barra, Danny Barra to my right, who will do any kind of questioning and lead with the first vote. Mr. Barra?
Well, usually we have a person to question. Since we don't have one today, y'all have pretty much filled in all the questions I would have had about permanent disabilities and unable to move and unable to do any feeding for herself. Right now, she's there outside of the prison setting with y'all already, right?
Right, yes, sir.
Yeah, I think she was complaining of some
She was having some radiating chest pain yesterday afternoon. EMS came and took her to Willis Knighton Piermont, and they actually admitted her for AFib is what it looks like. So they're monitoring her heart rhythm at this time.
So if we grant her the medical parole that's being requested today, she comes back to your place and y'all continue to care for her?
Yes, sir. She's considered a long-term care resident right now. Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have any more questions on it.
I have no questions.
Okay, are we prepared to vote?
Gonna vote to grant the medical parole based on the inability to do anything for herself.
I concur with Mr. Barra.
Okay. And my vote is also to grant the medical parole. It's one of convenience. She hadn't, I don't know if she even requested this or not, but this is to free up the Department of Corrections to allow them to do other things that are necessary that they have in their day-to-day operation, and let the folks at Harmony House take care of her wherever that she ends up. So at this point, her medical parole has been granted. Right, that's the end of our business at Harmony House. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prater. Good seeing you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Tucker.
Good morning. Time is 9:36 in the morning. The date's still the 18th of March. And we are now going from headquarters where we're located, and we're talking to the folks at St. Landry Parish Jail. Is your name Derek LeCompte?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is your DOC number?
742503.
Okay. And do you have a sheet of paper in front of you that talks about why we're here, and there's a revocation consideration to revoke your parole? You have that with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you sign that?
Yes, sir.
And it talks about a lawyer, and it says that we're not going to pay for you a lawyer, but that you can hire your own lawyer, and you choose not to do that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, we got several rule violations, and Mr. Barra is going to handle going over those rule violations with you. But is anybody in the room from St. Landry Parish? Any staff there?
Yes, sir.
You introduce yourself, please.
Deputy Jacqueline Gettings.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you hosting us this morning.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barra, I believe it's your turn to do the question.
All right, I'm gonna go over the violations that you have and ask you for a plea of guilty, not guilty, or guilty with a statement. And we'll go through the whole list and we'll talk about the whole group of them.
Yes, sir.
But they've alleged you violated condition number 2, that you failed to report to your officer and you made your whereabouts unknown from January 30th until your arrest on 12/6/24. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
You failed to reside at the listed address and failed to report your new place of residence, number 3. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
You committed the offense of DWI second, careless operation of a motor vehicle with a suspended license, a misdemeanor hit and run on or about 6/20/23 in St. Landry Parish, and you failed to notify your agents. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
And number 9, you failed to allow agents to visit you at your place of residence or elsewhere when you moved without permission and failed to notify agents of your whereabouts. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
And you failed to pay your total amount of supervision fees and leaving yourself a balance right now of $948. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
Okay. So, do you want to make a statement regarding these guilty pleas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us what's your side of it.
I was from my release in 23. I had talked to my prior parole officer, Ms. Owens, and she's been a real help to me in understanding this. We was working on my transfer because I was originally living in Houston, and she was helping me and everything. I even have a copy of a letter where she gave me a travel permit and everything. And there was the new parole officer came in and they were saying I just told.
Oh, cheers, what happened? Oh, he's dead for us.
We've got a little technical difficulty here. Seems as though we have a frozen picture.
The board, I'm not trying to be a bother, but I'm just asking, is it any kind of way to get this suspended? Because I've been in here for 4 months on the floor. It's overcrowded. And I have maybe 4 months left on parole. And as you can see, all my violations are technical, and I'm hoping, I can make it back to my family. I recently lost my daughter, 15 years old, for the blizzard. And I've been doing my best to avoid trouble, and I've been doing my best, staying active in church and everything. And I'm just hoping, I don't want to be a bother, but I just hope you, consider suspension of my parole, if possible, or revocation, and I could finish the following 4 months. I do have a job waiting for me, and everything. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have any more questions.
I do have like the paperwork when Miss Owens was helping me. They were saying earlier like I just left and absconded. It wasn't like that.
Okay, I'd like to ask you a question. What happened to the DWI? You kind of froze on us.
They give me a $1,200 fine, and like most of it was dropped to like a DWI, and I done the 90 days. I've been waiting to give me credit for time served. You know, I had a $1,200 fine, but I've been in here for over 90 days, and like they were gonna let me go. Like with the DWI thing, this happened like it was a family function, and it happened like as soon as I was released, and I took responsibility. You know, it was a family, and you know, it wasn't a hit and run. Nobody hit nothing. Vehicles, you know, went off the road, and they just piled all kind of charges up on me, and I took responsibility. I ain't it's misdemeanor, and I'm hoping, you know, like I served my dues for it and everything. I will take I think I have a couple of mother against drug driving classes and some other things to clear everything up when I do be released. And I you know, I really would like to, you know, continue my parole if possible, like in Lafayette. Like I'm homeless, but I've been doing my studying, and I heard they have a transitional living. And I can go to work and continue, you know, working, and I can, you know, try to finish these last 4 months off without being incarcerated. I've done 4. I've been in here since December. Thank you, sir.
No questions? Ready to vote?
Sure. Mr. LeCompte, you really did poorly on supervision. I'm looking at the narratives, and the officers are saying that they would go to addresses you state where you lived at 202 Latin Drive, and different people were living there. You weren't even living there anymore, and they hadn't been notified of any of that. You got a DWI with a conviction for it, which you committed it the first day after your release. With the last time.
With the
that's criminal behavior while you're on supervision, and that's what is the main thing you're supposed to be avoiding.
Yes, so with the housing and everything, my parole officer was coming to my house, and I would do the visits and everything, and I would pay every month, and I would report every month. Now she knew we were moving and everything, but like she got a new job, and when she got a new job, you know, it's just like nobody. When I try to go, nobody was there. Like, and they said I wasn't reporting. I was reporting and paying every month until the date of. And that's, you're right.
So based on the numerous violations and the conviction, you leave me no choice but to revoke your parole and order you every time.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote's going to be to revoke also the DWI. You failed to abstain from criminal activities, and my vote today is to deny.
Okay, and I concur that you be revoked today, and that you violate rules 2, 3, 4, 9, and 10 with rule violations. I wish you luck the next time you give it a shot, but next time you give it a shot, don't act like you're doing now.
Well, could I go like to any kind of helping or for like the revocation? Like, would it be work release? Could I go back to work release or like to any kind of program?
We'll leave that up to the DOC folks to determine where you're gonna be stationed and all that business. We're just revoking your parole this morning. Okay, that'll end up us right there for this particular hearing, 9:46.
What's that mean?
All right, good morning. We're going to Rapides Detention Center. We're going to talk to Mr. Darnell Crowe. Are you Mr. Crowe? Okay, you're on mute, Mr. Crowe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your name is Darnell E. Crowe. What is your DOC number?
703970.
Okay, and we're here for a revocation of your parole hearing. Do you have a form in front of you that explains the process that you signed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that talks about an attorney. We're not going to pay for you an attorney, but do you want to hire an attorney? You chose not to, but if you change your mind, you don't want to hire an attorney, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So would the staff there at Rapides introduce yourselves, please?
Sergeant Marsh.
Okay, Sergeant, thank you for hosting us today. We appreciate it. And we're in Baton Rouge at headquarters, and you can see from our name tags who we are. And Mr. Crowe, we need to talk to you a little bit about what you're accused of doing here. And I'm the one that's going to get the opportunity to talk to you, so I'll be doing most of the questioning, and then we'll let them. My fellow board members ask any questions they want, and then we'll vote to see if we're going to revoke your parole or not. Okay. Rule number 4, and of course, when you get out, you sign this paper agreeing to these rules. And so we're saying right now that we have probable, or the P&P officer said you had probable cause to believe that you violated number 4. That deals with criminal activity. So we're wondering if you got involved in criminal activity once you got out on parole. And so it says, according to the report, that in August of 2024, you were charged with unauthorized entry of an inhabited dwelling, criminal damage to property under 1,000, and criminal damage to property under 1,000. Okay, is that true? Were you charged with those?
Yes, sir. My charges was also dropped.
Okay, so those charges were, in effect, you were charged with them, and then the DA actually dropped those charges, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, tell me what happened on that particular incident.
Yes, I had got into it with my girlfriend, and we was having problems and stuff. I was talking to another girl, and she called the police on me, really just to put me in jail because I wouldn't stop talking to the other girl I was indulging with. And she ended up bailing me out, and the charges had got dropped.
Okay. Did you actually break in the house?
No, sir. Like she's supposed to be here witnessing, like the house that they say I broke. I live. My parole officer know I live there. I'm paroled at the house, so I never broke in the house. No, nothing like that.
Okay. Were y'all still together, or she kicked you out?
We're still together.
You were still together at that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And tell me about the criminal damage to property. Did you break her phones?
No, sir.
Did she break the phones?
Yes, sir.
So she broke her own phones?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Did she have to replace those phones?
I'm not sure.
Okay. That's kind of okay. All right. Well, so she just made this up.
Yes, sir.
Reckon why she made it up?
Because I wasn't staying with her at the time. Like I was staying with my other girlfriend, which she lives like behind the house of my other girlfriend. Like it's like they basically like on the same street.
So you weren't staying there, but you felt like you kind of had free reign to go to either house with either girl.
Yes. I will go back and forth, but like I wasn't basically sleeping with her. It was a problem. So she's a very jealous woman, so she decided to call the police on me to have me locked up.
That ain't too smart, is it? Never mind. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to, another, in September of 2024, a month after this, the police were called and the victim was scared and they took you off because the victim at that time was scared that you were gonna hurt her, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, what victim was that? Was that the
The same,
same jealous lady?
Dan Johnson. Yes.
Okay, so you got arrested in August, then in September, the police came and took you off, but you weren't arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's because she was scared you were gonna hurt her. Then again in September of 24, you were charged. Matter of fact, it was kind of funny. That same day later on, you were actually put in jail, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at 1 a.m. they hauled you off because she was scared. And at 6 a.m., looks like you were charged with simple assault for threatening her and you were arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me about that. Did you threaten her?
No, sir. Like, thing is, the officers, they let me go that day, and I was walking towards I was walking towards my other girlfriend's house. And as soon as I walked towards there, they arrested me and charged me with simple assault, which I was leaving the house. I was trying to get away from the whole situation. But as soon as I was walking towards my other friend's house, they arrested me and charged me with those charges.
Okay, so that was same jealous girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
Same, so we're still talking about jealous girlfriend
Yes.
so far. Okay, and then on October of 2024, you were charged and arrested with simple robbery, stalking, home invasion, and domestic abuse by strangulation.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and just before we get started with the story, is this jealous girlfriend did this too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me about that incident.
I know October the 1st is when she particularly filed charges on me, and I know particularly that day I was with my other girl, Crystal Collins, and she had told me she pressed charges on me, but I really didn't believe it. She told me that she pressed the charges on me if I marry her, she would get the charges dropped. But if I go out and I get arrested, I have to wait for her to get the charges dropped off me, which I went to a place in Alexandria and I ended up getting arrested because of the warrants that was on me. And I'm here today speaking in front of you. But those charges, I never did none of those charges at all. She just filed charges on me falsely.
Okay. All right. I want to pause the interview with you for just a minute. And I'm probably going out of place here a little bit, but Miss Johnson, Donna Johnson, you're here today and you're the girlfriend. It says girlfriend. I'm not trying to be funny, but are you jealous girlfriend or are you the?
That's understatement. I'm very jealous. Hammer has a problem with cheating. That's the only issues we have.
The only problems you have with him is the fact that he cheats.
Constantly.
Did he? Okay, and did you drop all the charges on here that
I
we
did. I
talked
had
about?
all of his charges dropped. I actually went to the detective before he was even arrested and told him, hey, this is not really what happened. I was mad at him when all this happened. I would told him that if he went back with Crystal, that I was going to call the people on him because I knew that he was on probation. And
So
I knew
you
that
saw this-
I was basically trying to threaten him and make him stay with me is pretty much what I was trying to do.
So you made up all these lies and
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say falsify. Well, I got into argument. I was very aggressive. I'm an aggressive person. I'm very jealous. And I would go down there and try to confront and fight them all the time. Every time I caught him with her. And every time I call him, I told him, I said, Hammer, if you do this again, I swear to God, I'm going to call the people. You're going back to jail. And he would go run his ass back to Crystal's house again. But she's since moved, so we don't have to worry about her.
do you realize this little spat that y'all are having, this ongoing deal, Do you know how much the
We went to the
police
police
got
and
better
told them.
things to do than run out there every time you get jealous? And
I
then
know.
you drop charges. I mean, okay. Thank you, thank you, Miss Dana.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome. Thank you.
Board, have any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, any questions at all? Now back to Mr. Crowe. Any questions?
She was here in support, so you well got it up and let her say what she's got to say.
Well, that's what I did.
Okay.
Did you? Miss Crowe, not Miss Crowe. Hold on just a second. You got me, Miss Johnson, is there anything else you want to say?
No, sir, only that he really did not do any of this. This really was because of the fact he cheated on me, that I was mad basically. And I told him that if he continued to cheat on me, that every time that he would come back home, I would be mad at him because he would leave for like a day and go, and I knew where he was at right down the road. And it was almost like it was just blankly in my face and I would get pissed off about it. And
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
If he's released, are you guys getting back together or what?
yes, I hope so. But she's moved, so she's not. We've been together for 5 years.
I see. So your problem will be solved if while she's gone. Huh?
My problem would be solved if he wouldn't cheat.
This is most definitely solved.
Thank you.
So you're telling me today, right now, he didn't do anything at all?
He didn't do anything to me, no.
And
All of
you're
the
not
houses,
scared of
the
it one
houses in
bit?
both of our names, the money that they say he took is mine. I threw the phone at him. He didn't break the phone. I threw the phone at him.
So you're telling me you're not scared of him one bit at all?
No. Not at all. There's nothing to be scared of him about. We've been together for 5 years.
Okay, that's the only question I have.
Okay, is the board ready to vote? I got no more questions.
Yes, I am.
Ready to vote? Okay, Mr. Crowe.
Yes, sir.
There's way too much activity going on for somebody that's on parole that's supposed to be abiding by the rules. Okay, your conduct has caused this. Has caused all these demands for service on law enforcement because of your activity, whatever you're doing. And I find that you are guilty of violating rule number 4 and your parole is hereby revoked. That's my vote.
All right. Trying to decide if I believe Ms. Johnson then or if I believe her now. I'm going to order that your probation be reinstated on the condition that you have absolutely no contact with Ms. Johnson or go within a quarter of a mile of her house.
Miss Johnson,
That's my vote.
That's Miss Johnson.
This is girlfriend.
Yeah, no more contact.
Okay, you don't want more
It's a
contact.
toxic relationship. It causes what's happening right here. And if he goes back, he's going to end up in the same boat as he is right now. And he's going to get himself revoked. If he don't want to agree to no contact, then my vote is to revoke now. I'm trying to protect you from yourself.
Revocation is 2 out of 3, so.
I agree with Mr. Prater. My vote's to revoke.
Okay. All right, Mr. Crowe, your probation has been. Your
I
parole.
lied though, sir. I told the police.
Thank you. That's the end of this hearing right there. We're staying at Rapides, but that's the end of this hearing. Thank you.
So they revoke.
All right, Mr. Willie Andrews, is that you? You're on mute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Andrews, and you are at Rapides Detention Center, and is there some staff in there with you?
Yes, sir. This is Sergeant Stommel.
Okay, and we appreciate you, and this will be our last hearing there today. Mr. Andrews, what is your DOC number?
465514.
Okay, are you looking at a piece of paper in front of you by chance that has some things that you signed about the hearing today?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, and did you sign that form?
Yes, sir.
That form talks about, it says that you can have a lawyer, but that we're not gonna pay for it. State's not gonna pay for it, but you can hire your own lawyer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you want to hire a lawyer?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure on that form that we got that. Okay, and so we appreciate that. We're here today to talk about rule violation number 4. And this is I'm the one that's assigned to your case, so I'll be asking questions, and then my cohorts here will have a chance to ask you questions. And we're here because when you get out of jail, you sign this form. It says you're going to behave and do all of these 10 or 12 list of things. You promise you're going to do that in order to get out on parole. And we're saying that number 4, you might have violated number 4, which means that you will refrain from criminal activity. Okay, and so you rule number 4. There's a domestic abuse battery you were charged with on August of 2024, about 6 months ago or so. Do you know about that case?
Oh, yes, sir. They dropped it. Yes, sir.
Okay, were you guilty of that or not guilty?
Oh, I was not guilty.
Okay, tell me what happened. Tell me what happened on that date.
Oh, I had come from out of town. I come from out of town to come see my probation and parole officer, and my ex-wife seen me with a girl, and she called the police.
That's it.
That's all. And I come straight to jail.
I think a little more than that, wasn't it?
Sir?
Wasn't there a little bit more than that? She can't just call the police, they take him to jail. What did she?
Oh, yeah, she called the police, told the people I hit her and everything. I never touched her because I was with another girl, her friend.
Okay. But did you ever touch her?
No, sir.
Did you ever lean in the car or anything like that to talk to your ex-wife?
No, well, we fussing, but I never touched her.
You was fussing?
Yeah, she didn't want me to get in the car with my girlfriend. She was in the car with my girlfriend. She started, that's my ex-wife. That's my wife.
Okay.
She was in the car with your girlfriend?
Yes.
Ooh. And that's ex-wife or wife?
That's my wife, Lisa Andrews.
She's still your wife, right?
Yeah. Yes. She don't want to give me no divorce, yes. I ain't been around there 4.5 years.
And what was she doing in the car with your girlfriend? Explain that.
They used to be best friends.
Man. Okay. According to the police report, there's a video of this thing from the store video that says that it saw you reach in the vehicle, and she's saying you slapped her.
No.
And you reckon that video, somebody had been messing with that video and made it look like that or something?
Oh, no, I ain't slapped her. I'm honest with you, I ain't slapped her.
Did you push her?
No. I don't want to talk with my hand, but I talk with my hand, but I never touched her.
You talking with your hand, but you were. Explain the situation to me. You making me ask all the questions, and you was the one that was there. Tell me what happened.
She came to the store while I'm talking to my old, well, she got in the car while I was talking to my old lady.
You was talking to some other ladies?
Yeah, no, my girl that was in the car, and I didn't know she was coming out that store and get in that car.
Oh, so are you in the car talking to your girlfriend?
No, I'm standing outside the car and talking to her.
On the driver's side?
Right, and my wife come and got in the car.
And she got in on the passenger side.
Yeah,
Okay. And then what happened?
I was talking to my girlfriend, but she got mad and wanted my girlfriend to pull off.
So wanted your girlfriend to drive off and leave you there.
Right.
So did they drive off?
They took off. Shout out. Carissa
And-
said it should be on y'all paper.
And left the store.
Yeah, it should be on y'all paper. Carissa Sanders.
Did you ever come around to the side where your wife was?
That's the side I was standing on. She got in the car in front of me.
No. The way who's driving the car? Your girlfriend?
My girlfriend, Carissa Sanders.
And so you're standing at the driver's side.
No, I'm standing at the passenger side.
You're at the passenger side, okay. And you're talking through the window to your girlfriend.
Yeah, telling her to bring me.
Passenger side.
Yeah, telling her to bring me home because I got to go to work.
And did she tell you that your ex-wife is in the store? She waiting on her?
No, she just
That's kind of
got in there.
That was a shock, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a shock. It spooked me. I ain't never been in jail for this. This is spooky. This got me messed up.
Well, let's keep going with this. So the ex-wife you have to step back so the ex-wife can get in the car.
Yeah.
And so she gets in the car, and then what happens?
Me and my girlfriend was still talking.
You talking over your ex-wife that was sitting in there.
Oh, yes, sir.
And so why did y'all get in a fuss?
Oh, she the one got in the fuss. I really ain't getting a fuss with her. I was still talking to my girlfriend. Oh, no, I'm with your girlfriend then. She just, I'm going to call the police on you.
So you just talking with your hands.
Yeah, talking to my girlfriend. And she called the police.
Did your girlfriend give a statement?
I don't think so. I ain't see that. I ain't got none of that with me.
Well, do you know anything about the police report?
No, they ain't give me no police report.
Okay. All right.
I just went to court and they dismissed all charges because she wasn't in there.
Excuse me just a minute. Did either of you see a statement from the girlfriend? I didn't either. I didn't see one or take it up for him or anything. But you understand that the officer saying that the video surveillance from the business supports the victim's statement.
Oh no, they ain't let me see that.
Okay.
And all my charges been dismissed.
Yeah, I understand they dismiss, but DAs do that sometimes. And so we don't have to we take that into consideration, but that's not the guiding principle. We have to determine if the criminal conduct took place or not, whether it's prosecutable or not. Okay, do y'all have any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay. Mr. Andrews, I don't have any questions. I'm prepared to vote. Are y'all prepared to vote?
Yes.
Mr. Andrews, this is kind of an unbelievable story about the thing that pushes me over the edge is that the ex-wife says something, the video confirms the same something. So my vote today is to revoke your parole violation of rule number 4.
I concur.
Mr. Barnes?
I concur.
Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, Mr. Andrews, but your parole has been violated today. And that'll be the end of our dealings at Rapides, DC, and the end of our morning, I believe.
So I can't, did y'all